The Gentleman Style Show.
Welcome to the next episode of the Gentleman Style Show. I'm Baldwin.
And I'm Creature. Today's guest, oh wow, I'm excited because we're doing something on this show we've never done before. We're actually going to drink on the show. We don't do that.
Yeah, we don't normally do that.
We're not drinking people.
Yeah, I mean, we're grown, don't get us wrong. But, you know.
That's not true either. Let me not lie to you people. We
What?
don't drink. I told them we weren't drinking people, but I just lied.
Drinking people.
Drinking people.
Okay, now, it's not that type of show. Okay. Yeah.
Anyway.
Beg his pardon.
Anyway, our guest today, she is I like to say she's a Renaissance woman to a degree. When you're doing something like this, it's a Renaissance. You know, wine was one of those things that, you know, as a culture, we didn't really get into. You know what I mean? Like, as a black culture, we really didn't get into wine like that as much. So this is something new.
Like something new. Yeah. Well, without further ado, let's bring in our next guest here on the Gentleman Style Show, Kaye Jackson.
Shout out to myself. Hi, how you doing? Good to meet you. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. It's a pleasure. You don't have to. I'm good. Look, I have short legs. It's the heels that throw you off. But.
Throws me off. All right. So first of all, let us say this. Thank you for coming. And thank you for actually coming with something. You know, a lot of times we have guests, they do bring us something every blue moon.
I don't remember anybody else bringing us anything.
Yeah.
I think this is actually a first.
Is it our first?
Who? I don't.
No, that's not true. Technically, we had a guest, we had cigars, we had coffee.
So you smoke cigars on the show?
They didn't bring them.
Well,
They just happened
they
to
offered
have
it
them.
to us at that time. But that's a whole different
Okay,
But
all right.
we'll say you're the first that has brought it to our set.
Right.
So our stage. So that
Okay.
is it.
Yeah.
That is true.
Which is quite excellent, by the way.
Yes.
Well, I mean, no conversation. Well, I should say it like this. Every conversation should start with wine.
You know what? I'm in total agreement.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Why not? It's 5
Let's do it.
Somewhere.
It's not 5 o'clock right now?
Somewhere.
I believe it
Somewhere.
is.
Okay.
I believe it is.
Right.
Yeah.
You get to do the honors since you're close.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, let's start with here. You prefer the red?
Yes,
Okay.
please.
All right. Now I'm a novice at best.
Oh, would you like me to show you something real
Please.
quick? Okay.
Please.
So the proper way to pour wine, there's a little niche under here. You hold it as such, and you pour it this way. Now, my nails are too long, so I don't want to
So you're not supposed to tip the glass or anything like that?
tilt the glass. We're
I've
not
seen
drinking
them.
beer, and I normally, yeah. So that's like a little trick
Okay.
for you. That's how the fancy restaurants
so
pour
is
it.
it the pinky under
It's
there?
No, your thumb.
Your thumb. Wait, the thumb.
I don't want him
And
to
you
try
grip the
that.
bar. I don't want you to. Yeah.
I don't feel comfortable.
I don't feel comfortable
feel
either
comfortable.
right now.
Like,
But he has
is it
long
like-
fingers,
it's
so
like this?
I don't feel comfortable.
you
Is it like
can't
that?
do it. Yeah, it's really.
Is it like this?
It's yeah. You have it. But my nails are too long, so I can't do it. But yeah. But you gotta be
Okay,
able
let
to.
me try.
You want to try
I
it?
don't feel comfortable.
Well, just
It's
use
like
the
that,
other
right?
hand, yes, to brace it. Just to,
And I don't have to pick up the glass.
Preach is
or
so
anything,
nervous.
Right?
Yeah, I'm
And
nervous.
just pour. I don't
just
have to
pour.
tip it, right?
No, you know.
What's the proper amount?
And there you
to start
go.
with?
Well, the proper amount is how much you want in your glass. That's how I feel.
You wanna-
The restaurant will say
No,
different.
I'm good.
You want to try pour your own?
No, I'd like for you to go ahead and do
Are you gonna have
you want
red
me to
or
do it?
white?
I'll have the white.
You'll have the white.
Yeah.
Hey, it's freestyle. I'm a free spirit.
I'm gonna let you get your.
So the red is our Pinot Noir, and the white that you have is our Moscato.
Okay.
So
Done. Oh, that's a deeper one right there. That's deep. Finger slid all the way up in there. It did.
oh, okay. I like the way you pour.
I'm doing a good job, right?
I like that.
I'm doing a good job. See that? See, I learned something. I didn't know that.
You know, I think it's. I can't remember who sang it, but I love the way you lie. I love the way you pour. I like that. It's a new song. Like it's a quick cheers, right?
Cheers.
Cheers, yes.
Okay.
All right.
And now, what should we
Well,
smell it?
look, you do what you want to, but
Heard you say
technically, yes, you swirl,
Swirl.
you smell,
Smell.
and you sip.
She said smell, not snort.
However, I usually open and drink.
Just open.
I am not your bougie wine snob. I'm not that person. The only thing I'm snobbish about really is my wine needs to be in a glass, and I like it to be in the proper glass.
Right.
But those are the only things that I get snobbish about with wine. Like, you know.
Okay.
I'm a believer. It's all about taste. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, we got to get some background.
Okay.
Get some background.
Let's get a little background on us. Tell us a little bit about. Tell us where you're from. Give us a little the earlier Kaye Jackson.
Well, I'm a New Yorker.
Really?
Oh.
I didn't get to
I didn't know
that.
That's because it only comes out when I'm angry or excited. When I get really excited, then, or I'm around my people, then it definitely comes out. I've been in the South a very long time though. So, and I've made fun of people in the South for so long that I feel like I've adopted that Southern way, and you get a lot more.
You feel like
What
it's
they say?
a punishment for putting now you are. So.
Yes, for making fun of people. That's my punishment. However, it's made me a lot nicer. I say hi to people. You know, somebody bumps into me, I say excuse me instead of excuse you.
So is that a New York thing to be like kind of aggressive and all of that? Like,
I am not going to put that on my people.
oh, okay.
There's some Southerners out here that's super
You got that
aggressive
right.
as well.
You never lied. You never lied.
So, you know, I left. I went to school in North Carolina. I'm a Tar Heel.
Really?
So, yes.
Small world.
Go Heels. Yes.
Definitely go Heels.
And I've lived kind of all over. So I got started in healthcare, working as a nurse, and then went into healthcare IT. And kind of worked my way through corporate America, and that's my thing. I'm kind of a nerd. Yeah.
I don't get the nerd in you just yet. Now that I see it, and I've been talking to you, I guess
You should come to the house and ask for my Wi-Fi password.
Oh God.
How long is it? Or how?
Oh,
Complicated.
it's complicated.
In other
Okay.
words,
They came to upgrade my internet the other day, and the guy was like, "What's your password?" And I wrote it down, and he was like, "Seriously, what do you do?" And I was like, "Well, I do wine, but I used to work in IT." Yeah.
So you mentioned, you said it was medical IT?
Healthcare IT, yes,
Medical?
absolutely. Yeah, same thing.
Tell me about that. What did that entail?
Well, you know, they just transitioned over a few years back to EMR systems, electronic
Right.
medical
Medical
records and things like
records,
that. So it's a whole lot in IT. I mean, you think about it, the machines that run in the hospitals have to have tech. There's a lot of technology in a hospital and in healthcare, even from your insurance card to everything. So that's kind of been different projects, software projects, implementing different medical softwares.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah,
Pretty.
so it's more software development. Let me be clear. I cannot help you put your computer together. I cannot help you if your computer black screens. I will tell you turn it off and turn it back on. It is software development, more project management, and I went into the C-suite, the executive suite. So, and then retired at 45.
That's dope.
So,
what? I guess so. You went to Carolina. Did you go to Carolina for nursing?
yes.
Okay, so you
I
did
did.
go to nursing. So what was it about nursing? What drew you to nursing in the beginning, or was it just something you always knew you were going to do?
Is this a good story? That little laugh. This is good. That's good.
I literally wanted to go to school to be a cardiologist. My dream was going to be, I was going to be this famous cardiologist. I was going to do cardiology surgery. I was going to be this famous surgeon. I was going to work at the hospital in New York, have my brownstone apartment with all the brick walls and all this fancy artwork and hardwood floors. And believe it or not, my parents switched me to public school my senior year. And you just don't do that in New York. I was a Catholic school girl. You can't just send a Catholic school girl to, you know. I got jumped by 5 girls. First day of school. Second day of school, I decided I was going to fight each one by one. Because I let my brother talk me into it. I got suspended. They didn't get suspended because they did it like in the school parking lot. I went classroom to classroom to bathroom, found who I needed to find so nobody would mess with me again. Well, I got suspended. And I couldn't get into the school I wanted to get in. And I became very angry and bitter and decided that, screw it, I'm just not going to do it. I won't be this. And when you think like that, you only ruin yourself, because I didn't hurt anybody else, right? So that's kind of my story. It's like,
that's a very interesting story. Again, looking at you now.
oh, I'm totally different now. No. I'm all sugar and spice and everything nice.
Well, I mean, I like that because it's this lady, right, recently came over, I came aware of her like a few months back. She bought a egg crate company.
Oh.
And she had some similar stuff in her background where she had three of them, three sisters, and they were in foster care. I forgot what happened to the parents or whatnot. And then they got split up, so she was in one home and the sisters were in another home or whatnot. But she was kind of got like roguish, and she was skipping class and wasn't really, doing the stuff that she was supposed to do. I think she ended up in jail at one point and everything. And she was living with this one foster family, and they weren't. Every time the lady would get drunk, she would throw all her stuff out on the lawn, and then kick her out. So one of her best friend's mom used to say, "Hey, just come stay with us." And then after the lady was sober up, she would come looking for her and say, "Hey, come on back." But it kept happening over and over again. So her best friend's mom, they ended up adopting her, right? Mm-hmm. So the first week she was there with them, she ended up skipping class. So the dad took her to the side and sat her down and explained to her about life. She said that was the first time she had anyone had really put it to her like that. He really explained to her what the raw reality of life is. She said something just clicked after that. And she's like, well, dang, all the trials and tribulations and stuff that she had been through to that point, she was like, these people are nice. They took me in. I can't let these people down. She said she buckled. So when you said... I
didn't have that kind of experience. Right. Mine was, I was a good student. I was a good kid. It just was, hey, you're not going to torture... Well, she did a whole lot better than I did. So it's like, and she went through a whole lot more than I did. I never had jail time, thank God. But
she was out there. She was doing some stuff.
It was just, it was one fight. Mm-hmm. And...
Well, that one fight, you never know where something could take you down the rabbit hole to ruin or to maybe to fame. Who knows?
Yeah. I guess I could have went to jail, but back in our days, that's what we did, right? Mm-hmm. We fought it out. Now you gotta worry about somebody coming up in there shooting you and things like that. So it's a different time, but hey. I don't think I turned out too bad. I think
Let's toast to being alive. How about that? Let's do that. Let's toast to being alive.
Always being alive, yes. So you did the tap. Why you do the tap in between? A lot of people doing that now. You don't have any idea?
I have no reason.
Is there a reason? Do you know?
Someone told me a reason. But I thought maybe you guys knew, because I was trying to test to see if you're going to tap. You don't tap, but you tap.
I guess.
Well, you just did it. Like, we took a sip and then you hit the table. No, we toasted, you hit the table and then we...
Well, what happened was I forgot to drink, so there wasn't really a tap.
Oh, okay then. So, well, we can just...
I toasted and then I was like, oh, damn, I didn't drink.
Oh, I thought you was doing the toast tap.
No,
You've seen people do that, right?
I've seen people do that. So what is that about?
Well, the tap is supposed to be for all the people, like the pour a drink out for your homie. Yeah.
Oh, for the people that aren't here.
Yeah.
Oh,
for the homies, the dead people.
The dead people.
That's so morbid. I shouldn't have said it like that, but yeah, for the homies.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Pour one out for the homies. Yeah. Like, yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Designs by Ronibus Stone.
Baldwin Creature brand.
Available at baldwincreech.com.
Oh, I didn't know that either. You get to Carolina. Had you been to North Carolina before?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that wasn't your first.
I have some roots there.
Okay, so you
My
have-
mom's family's from there, yeah.
Oh, okay. What part of North Carolina?
Burlington, Greensboro,
Really?
Hillsboro, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
so
know about North Carolina A&T State University.
I do.
Yeah,
do.
Ag Pride over there.
Okay, I know. Homecoming, G-Ho.
G-Ho.
There's nowhere you can go that
you
people
can go.
don't know about you.
Now, I'm going to tell you now, G-Ho is a good experience. However, my favorite homecoming, I did not go to a HB.
It better not be
I
Howard.
bet she about to say hi.
What are you about to say?
Oh, you thought I was going to say Howard?
Go ahead,
No,
go ahead.
I think Tennessee State.
I've never been to Tennessee State.
I think Tennessee State. I think TSU.
Nice.
TSU has far into all those with their Tigers, right? I think they're Tigers.
I don't know.
If I get this wrong, people forgive me. But TSU homecoming is far the best homecoming
I've never
from a
heard that.
HBCU that I've been to.
You're the
That
first
I've
one.
been to.
Never
Right,
heard
you're the
that.
first
Well, maybe you
Been
should
to
go.
G-Ho?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
How could I not?
Right. How could you not?
Well, some people have never been.
My son went to Guilford, so he used to go to G-Ho.
Gifford Tech.
No, Guilford College.
Guilford
He
College.
played football there,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So
Okay.
I know a little bit about the hood.
Come on, man. We in the hood. Anyway, so when you get to UNC, what was your mindset at that point? So you're not going to do the cardiology. So what was your mindset like?
Oh, to have fun. I had fun. I had a lot of fun.
What year were you there?
I had fun. Just say I graduated in '96, but I had fun. Had a lot of fun. And my friends looked different from me at that time,
What do
so
you mean?
my fun was a different kind of fun.
What do you mean they look different from you? What do you mean? What does that mean?
Well, most of my friends from back in that day were,
Predominantly white.
yes,
Oh, okay. There's a lot of white people.
yeah,
Yeah.
very few blacks
Well,
at
that's
the
why I was
time.
going to ask you what year you go there, because I know sometimes when they're at those, the PPW, but
92 to 96.
92 to 96. Okay. 'Cause know
I won't
know
admit
it
to
gets kinda
anybody that
cliquish.
you ask me if I know.
You won't know.
No, I won't
Right.
admit to it. No, because we don't do that.
I mean, I'm saying they get kind of clicky.
Have you ever asked anybody from UNC, like, do you know such and such? And they'll all be like, no, I don't recall. Like, it was,
I haven't.
half of us was probably intoxicated the entire time.
Really? Oh, okay.
You did.
I don't mean that to any of the kids that go there or any of the alum. Like, we probably wasn't. Some of us were.
But you had a good time.
Oh, I had an amazing time. I enjoyed, let me tell you, from 16 to 35, I had a good time. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure I can say the same.
yeah,
It was a good span of time.
I definitely had a good time.
Yeah, my cousin.
That's what I try to tell my son, like, he's 23, like, you better have all the fun you can right now. Have it.
Why not?
Well, no, I mean, I agree with you. That's the same thing I tell my daughter. Like when she first got to college, freshman year, all of that. She was like, yeah, Dad, I went to class and I got to go straight back to my room. I'm not hanging out. I'm not out after dark. And I said, hey, that's fine. But I said, at some point, you need to break out of that and start like really meeting people, really socializing, taking in the events that they offer, all of that. Because the relationships that you can build while you're there, the networking you can do while you're there, I said, it's worth its weight in gold.
It's really different for them, though, because they don't have to socialize like we had to socialize. So therefore, they're not good at it at all. I love my son. He's wonderful. However, he's awkward. And I mean that with all due respect and love, but he's awkward when it comes to that. And he can only give you like this much, right? And I used to call him a closeted extrovert because
closeted extrovert. Oh, okay.
Because around his friends he would be open, but around me and other people it was like clam up or whatever.
Around his mom?
Yeah, I mean now we're different. Like now, I mean that's my homie.
Right.
He talks to me about everything. Some things I don't want him to talk about, he talks to me about. But I think that the kids now really struggle, and that's because social media and everything.
Yeah.
And I think it's even taken some people in our age group, you know, backwards.
It's a drug. It's like a drug.
So I'm guilty of it. Like I'm guilty. I get up in the mornings, I say my prayer, and then before I get out of bed, you know, I got to do that scroll.
Yeah.
Do that. Never mind.
What are you about to say?
I said do that scroll, but it made me think like a whole scroll.
Right,
anyway,
right,
you can't talk to me about stuff like that. Okay.
I
I come up with witty stuff all the time. Like that's my thing.
So when you think back to that era of fun, and you look at the young people now, how are you able? Like I like to think that from this time period, I was born in the 70s, and I can connect 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s all the way to now because of just who I am. But a lot of people aren't able to do that because if you were a certain kind of way in a period, like if you are, introverted and you didn't get out much, then this new world is something that you don't even really kind of want to be a part of. Even with the social media, there are people literally that don't do social media that much. How were you able to, I guess, because, like you said with your son, how were you able to kind of close that gap or keep that gap from widening in terms of just being able to communicate with them? Because kids are very different in how they communicate. With their friends, it's like, they talk about stuff that, for us, we look at it like, okay. It's not like we hadn't heard it or seen it before, but it's like, do you think, not for me, but, do you think? So how are you able to, keep that from being a problem?
That's a great question. I won't say it's not a problem because I still struggle with the social media part of it. But I have to keep reminding myself that my social media is work for me. My social media doesn't depict what's going on in my personal life at all. People may think that, but it doesn't, if I like something, I just like it, regardless. But, and I think it hurts socially, especially, being divorced, being single now, back on the market, dating. It's definitely, it's difficult because I think it's changed that old school 80s and 90s kind of way of love. You know what I mean? Yeah. Where, you don't get that anymore. Now it's, I got to go chase this man down. Like I got to send him, I got to like all his pictures. I got to, share stories and stuff like that. Go click on that story, put the heart eyes, all that kind of stuff. To get you to pay attention, and that's a lot of work. And
you have to do that. I want to pay attention.
I grew up in that's what I was gonna say. I grew up in an era where I didn't have to do much to get somebody to pay no attention.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean,
but people see social media.
You would struggle, but anyway.
Well,
no, I struggle. I struggle with it too.
Wow.
I struggle. I don't get hit on as much as you think I do.
The funniest thing about what you just said, and it made me think about this, is the new way of breaking up with people is to unfriend them.
I know, right?
That's the craziest thing that I look. That's the craziest thing.
I feel some type of way. If you unfriend me,
you do.
I'll be like, hey, they unfriended me.
I think
feel some type of way.
I think now I don't even notice. It's got to be somebody that is like my guy friend now, like, right? If he stopped following me, I probably wouldn't notice because I'm used to him like looking at my stories or whatever, and I'm used to seeing him pop up, like, but again, my thing is, for me, my social is it's fun and it's work. And that's how I look at it. Right. So I just look at, okay, this is something that's added onto my work. Not this is something that's going to keep my social life going. I still like to talk to people. So I pick up my phone, I call. I like it, but I don't like FaceTime, right? So I like it when I want to see somebody, but I don't like it all the time. And that's something that I think my son's generation, they like to do, like the whole FaceTime all the time. And I'm like, I don't need to see you all, because now you're FaceTiming me and I only see this much of your face. It's like, are you going to let me see your whole face? Like, or I see this much, right? And
so you
like,
can actually get him to pick up on a video call My daughter ain't. She's not trying to do none of that.
Oh, she's not?
Heck
No. Jalen, he'll pick up on a video call when I call him. Like, yeah. So, but we're in a different space. Like, I went through that phase where his dad was like his favorite person. And, you know, not to say that I wasn't, but I've always been the stricter parent, the disciplinarian. And when Jalen hit his last year of middle school, his dad and I kind of tag team. So it was like, all right, you get to be the disciplinarian, I get to be the fun parent. Right. So now in adulthood, you know, he says to me, like, that was the best thing I could have done for him, was to let his dad take on that second half of his, you know, school years. And that's, like I said, that's my homie. Like, he is, I can call him and tell him, like, oh my God, I went out on like the worst date. And he'll like laugh about it. And his girlfriend is in town from Brazil. And they had a little situation and he was telling me how he handled it. I was like, you're such a good dude. I said, I don't understand why mommy can't meet a good dude like you. And he said, because mommy, you ain't raised all these dudes out there. You just raised me.
Kudos.
I was like, mic drop.
So,
I can't even say anything else.
Right, I like that.
That boy got some wisdom. He got some wisdom in him. I'm telling you. His mom. But so no,
Let's
like,
back up for a little bit.
Yeah.
You mentioned just now about that was your son that said it was a smart move for your dad to take.
For me to, his dad and myself to make the decision that, hey, all right, he's been in the house with me up until 8th grade. So now you're going to move in with your dad and your dad's wife and family. Like,
okay, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. And so he could have a more closely knit role.
Yeah, well, his dad has always been involved. Like, we've never had issues like that. Jalen's dad is heavily involved, very close, always been such an amazing guy. It was just a matter of, hey, I can't teach this man how to be a man. And although you've been in his life and everything, you know, he's still, I mean, not in the 8th grade, but, you know, the whole time going with me to the nail shop, you know, doing things like that. I would try to do sports and stuff because I'm into sports with him and things like that. But now you get to see your dad operate in the house.
Right.
And you get to see your dad be the man of the house, pay the bills, take care of the car, do all that kind of stuff. He needed that. And so, it gave me the freedom because, and when I say freedom, it's not that I was trying to get away from him. It was, I really get to be the fun parent. So now I get to go on the weekends. I get the holidays. And his dad can have that moment of taking care of him when he's sick, making sure he gets to the doctor, all those other things. And it allowed me to have some space to, you know, to do what I wanted to do freely as well.
Well, that dynamic is important for boys. Probably, I mean, for girls too.
I think so, for girls, yeah.
For boys, because it's great to be able to see your father on the weekends or a couple of times here, but when you get to wake up and you have a father that has expectations where, you know, you wake up, you go down there, and you know, you do this, or you cut that grass, or you do whatever you're supposed to do as I'm teaching you how to do things, whether that's how to change oil, how to, you know, where to go get your hair cut at, the etiquette in a barbershop, like all of these different things that you get to do, especially at that age, 8th grade going into high school, because that's the most troubled years that you could possibly get into trouble, because now you're kind of smelling yourself, you know, little chin hair, and, you know, the girls are coming around, and all these things can happen. So having a man to be able to mimic and see how, you know, you said, you know, your son's father was married, so he gets to see a relationship, you know, a marriage, hopefully that was, you know, strong, how that works and what that looks like. So I think that's a very important, well, first of all, you know, kudos to you for even allowing that to happen. Some women, they wouldn't do that.
Well, I want to pause you right there and say it's not just kudos to me, it's kudos to his dad and his dad's wife as well. Because as another woman taking on another woman's child who, you know, I'm living in a different state, that's a big deal, you know, because, you know, that's a big deal. And I'm appreciative to her as well. So,
hold that thought.
The Gentleman of Style Show.